Hey y'all, it is Scarlett back with another video, and I have a question for you guys. So, last year in 2019, I was really into YouTube. I first got into YouTube in 2018. I'd had a really intense abdominal surgery, I've mentioned a couple of times. Got an infection, was on bed rest for like 2 months. Couldn't get out of bed. It was pretty terrible. Especially for somebody like me, like I am an active person. Like even if I use a wheelchair, I'm still moving around in it constantly. Like I stay in my wheelchair all the time instead of transferring to furniture because I don't see the point in transferring because I'm just going to transfer back to my chair like in 10, 15 minutes. I'm not going to be sitting there for very long. I might get on my bed if my wheelchair needs to charge. But a lot of times I charge it while I'm in it, which is what I'm doing right now. I just don't stay still. I'm letting the dogs in and out. I'm doing laundry. I'm cooking. I'm doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm gathering my makeup up from where I went to visit Cuddle Dragon or where I took something to show somebody or had it in my purse. I don't know. So I'm a busy person. But anyway, I was in bed and I discovered Jessica Braun and Jeffree Star. I don't really watch Jeffree Star as much anymore. I don't know. I guess I just kind of lost interest a little. But I mean, he does a lot of review stuff. And I'm not crazy about review channels overall. Just because I don't have the money to buy a lot of the things that they review. And so, anywho, I subscribe to like Shop My Stash and Get Ready With Me and Project Pan and Cruelty Free channels because they have products that they can tell me about that I may not know about and things like that. So, you know, I subscribed to a lot of channels last year. I discovered a lot of beauty YouTubers that I really like. But there were two that I unsubscribed from. And that's what I want to talk about today. What makes you decide to unsubscribe from a YouTuber? For me, what pushed me over the edge with one of them was she is a pretty much straight review channel. She might do a, you know, number of looks with a palette video every few palettes, which I appreciate, and I do like her review videos because she does a look with the palette, and I appreciate her artistry. But that's what I liked about her, and there were too many things I didn't. She is a very blunt person, and I'm not. I try to soften things when I say them. I don't like when people don't care if they hurt your feelings. Like, that annoys me. It's one thing to like be on the autism spectrum and just not realize that what you said was offensive. And it's another thing entirely to just be rude and not care. And I don't tolerate that very well. So I found her rude on several occasions, and that turned me off. I also could not afford or was not willing to spend the amount of money on an eyeshadow palette for any of the palettes that she reviewed. So her reviews were out of my price range. And so they were kind of useless to me. I just kind of, you know, thought that I would try to find similar colors in my collection and maybe, you know, copy some of her looks. I liked looking at what she did and how she combined colors for inspiration. you know, using eyeshadows within my own collection. But that was not enough for me to stay subscribed. Also, she admitted that she was lazy. She didn't often have the brushes that she needed to use for eye looks because she said herself that she was too lazy to wash them. And for me, I found that disrespectful, because if I'm going to tune into your videos, you know, it's one thing to like not be able to find something or not keep up with your tallies because life happens, or, you know, something like that, or to say life happens, or I just didn't get around to washing my brushes because this happened or that happened or whatever. That's fine. But to just say I was too lazy to wash my brushes, so I'm not prepared for this video. That irritates me too. I don't like laziness. I guess because I am disabled in a lot of ways. There are a lot of things I can't do. Flat out cannot do. So I appreciate the things that I can do. And when I hear someone say that they're just lazy, or that they didn't feel like doing it, or something like that, it's just a turn off to me. And maybe that's me being judgmental. Maybe it is. But if so, then I'm a judgmental bitch. I mean, that's just a turn off for me. So I don't appreciate when someone says that they're lazy, or that they didn't do something because they're lazy. And it's one thing to joke about it being lazy, but it's one thing to like, I mean, to really admit that you are. And she was admitting it. Like, it wasn't a joke. It was like, yeah, I'm lazy, so I'm not prepared for this video. And the last thing that pushed me over the edge was that she did a Q&A video, and she was asked questions, and like she even said, like, on her thumbnail, "I'm so canceled." And I'm like, uh-oh, this isn't, you know, like, I kind of thought that was a joke, but no. The way she answered some of the questions, I'm surprised that she has any subscribers left, honestly. And the question that really bothered me was, like, would you ever consider going cruelty-free? And she said no. That is her choice and her decision. But it was why. And she said that she was not willing to change her lifestyle in order to be cruelty-free. And it's because she cares, but she doesn't care that much. And maybe that makes her sound like a bitch, but it is what it is. And that's me, like, kind of paraphrasing that last part about being a bitch. She did say, maybe that makes me a bitch, or some, you know, something to that degree, or maybe that sounds bitchy. I think that's what she said. But it did sound bitchy to me. It did, okay? And I was done. It wasn't that one thing. It was several things adding up. And we were just not a good match. So I unsubscribed. And it was also, anytime anyone said anything that wasn't 100% positive to her, she was very defensive in her comment section, and I couldn't handle that either. So I was like, you know what? We're just done here. We're just done. And I have been much happier since I unsubscribed. And I don't see her, you know, recommendations in my feed anymore. And then one of them was much more recent. It was also over a cruelty-free issue. But it was, in this case, the YouTuber said that, you know, cruelty-free YouTubers bother her, or people who, you know, are cruelty-free bother her because nothing is cruelty-free. Well, duh. Thank you, Captain Obvious. I'm aware that just because something says cruelty-free or not tested on animals, it doesn't mean that the mica was ethically sourced. It doesn't mean that it doesn't contain micro glitters that have plastic in them. It doesn't mean that this finished product, not tested on animals, that means that something in it, an ingredient, probably was tested on an animal. There are all kinds of other issues besides animal testing. And I think most of us that do try to buy ethical products, that do try to buy products that aren't tested on animals, really put in effort, and we really research the companies that we purchase from, or we try to. We do the best we can with the information that we're given. And I don't think we should be criticized for that. That's what it felt like. It felt like criticism. Like, why bother? Because nothing is cruelty-free. Just give up. It is a losing battle. And I just took offense to that because, I felt disrespected again. I didn't ever complain that a lot of her products that she used on her channel weren't cruelty-free. I never made her feel bad for not choosing cruelty-free products. I keep to myself. If you don't want to use cruelty-free products, that is your decision. That is you, okay? You do you, boo, like I say. But don't bitch at me because I'm trying to. Don't bitch at me because I'm trying to do something positive. Maybe I'm not making a difference, okay? Maybe I'm not. But I strive to be the change I want to see in the world. I try really hard, okay? I try really hard. I expend a lot of energy trying to be a positive person and trying to make the world a better place in just a small way for someone every day. Just, I try so hard. Don't tell me that my effort is in vain. Don't do that to me. That's just mean. And so I confronted her about it. I was like, I feel like your, stance or your beliefs about people that choose cruelty-free products is kind of ignorant because, we do the best we can with the information that we have. And she was like, well, I think it's unfair for you to call me ignorant because I've done my research, and a lot of labeling on cruelty or supposedly cruelty-free products is, not something you can trust. And I'm like, well, I'm aware of that. Most of us are aware of that. And that's what I was referring to about the ignorance. I felt like she underestimates us as a community and that she doesn't realize the effort we put in, to figure out, does this company sell in China even though their products say they're cruelty-free here? Wet n Wild last year was caught selling their products in China and didn't tell anybody about it, which was shady. And we always have to stay up to date with stuff like that. And sometimes mistakes are made, but give us a break. Give us a break, okay? We are trying. Nobody's perfect. I don't know. It just bothered me. So those are the two that I unsubscribed from. And, in her video, it was basically a list of things that irritated her. Actually, it was unpopular opinions. It was an unpopular opinions video. And she's like, and also I don't understand why you brought up, or why, you brought up something that's 3 minutes of a 20-minute video. And it's because that was the 3 minutes I disagreed with. Why does that matter? That was the 3 minutes I took exception to. Actually, there were more things I took exception to, but that was the only one that bothered me enough for me to, address it. And so, yeah. Being lazy, being rude, being ignorant, being critical of people in a non-constructive way, being negative, just being negative, that will make me unsubscribe. And it's fine if things irritate you and you need to vent about it. That's one thing. It's all in the approach. If you say, okay, this gets on my nerves, I need to address this, and you're not rude and you're genuinely upset about it, that's one thing. But if you're just being a bitch for the sake of being a bitch because you feel like it, I'm probably going to unsubscribe. Like, you've been warned. I don't see the point in keeping your negativity in my life. I'm not inviting that into my life. As Angelica Nyqvist? I don't know how to pronounce her last name. But as she says, I'm not about that life. So, anywho, I just wanted to know what makes you unsubscribe from YouTubers. Like, what do they do that just turns you off to the point that you say, okay, I'm done? And I would like to try to avoid doing those things if I can. But if I can't, and you and I have to go our separate ways, that's okay too. Like, everybody's different. But yeah, I just thought this was an interesting topic and wanted to bring it up. And I hope that you will give me some feedback. And I also hope that you are well until I see you again. And I'll catch you later. Bye.